it's Nanny Bubby here. So we have a correction to the collard greens recipe that we were talking about earlier today, and I just wanted to come back on. So I am actually making it, and as I was going through my own recipe, because as you know, I believe very, very much in reading your own recipes as well as anybody else's. Sorry, I'm moving things around. Tough to be my own cameraman here. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Hey, Kevin, how are you? So what you have to do, where the error is it says saute the shallots and the green onions with the greens, add garlic, which I'm going to do right now. Saute that around for about 1 minute. Hey, Fred Domaney Jr., so glad you're here. I was thinking about you today, believe it or not. I was thinking about that you must have a lot of interest in cooking. Okay, so here's where the error is. Now that we have put in the garlic and the red pepper, hey, Mary McConville, and who else? Arlene is here, Arlene Weiser. Okay, so what the recipe did not say, which I posted on Facebook, is to add the collard greens. I know that you do to do that, but just in case, it's after this that we take the collard greens. So let me just show you these beautiful, from right out of my garden, collard greens right in here. And I am adding chard because I had a ton of chard. And I'm not gonna saute this because it will really lose, like chard, rainbow chard, like goes down like almost like all that chard would make a quarter size amount to eat. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna steam it, and we're gonna put about 1.5 cups of vegetable broth in it. So the recipe doesn't say add the collard greens and add the chard, but I just noticed that that was an error when I published it, and I need to go back in and correct that. But if you're making collard greens tonight at Laura McNeese and someone else who mentioned that they were going to do it, this is where you add the collard greens and the chard, if you're putting in the chard. And we're gonna cover it and then follow the directions perfectly from this point forward, okay? Hey, Mary, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Arlene. So happy you guys are all here. Nanny Bubby made an error in her published collard greens recipe, and I noticed it when I was cooking on my own, so I wanted to come back on really quickly and tell you what the error was. Fred Domaney Jr., I just want to tell you, you would not be watching every day like you do if you didn't have some interest in cooking. And wouldn't it be amazing if what made your soul sing, Fred, is that cooking is something that means something to you? So I would invite you, Fred Domaney Jr., to investigate where that feeling is coming from, because if you love cooking, then I want to be your guide. So DM me if I hit that nail on the head. I appreciate you being here every day. You're a loyal watcher, and I really appreciate it, but I really think you have some interest in cooking. And so if you want to learn to nourish your body, not feed your body and those around you that you love, I've got something for you starting in January. So we'll talk about that later. I really, really, really wanted to come on and tell you I made a mistake in the published recipe. This is how you correct it. And have a great night. Spread love like butter, everybody.